Hi everyone, what's poppin'? Welcome to the live stream. Hello. How's everybody doing? I'm trying to find a way to be able to pick things up and set them down without it making just an enormous amount of noise. I feel like it's probably slightly unsettling people being in these streams now because we're like only I'm like very like only in like one part of my living spaces ever, and now it's like this is what my bathroom looks like, y'all. What is everyone up to? Welcome back to OnlyFans, everybody. Oh yeah, Sahil has seen the alternate apartment angle, like being like this, like turning around and being like, this is where the camera sits. Crazy. So this weekend I've been trying to get relatively educated about like YouTube culture at large and like learn about like what most people on YouTube are consuming, and it was tough, but I learned it somewhat. I don't know. It's impossible to catch up on this. It's like literally like multiple lifetimes worth of content just to like get like the intro. But yeah, like watched a bunch of like Jenna Marbles stuff, tried to get caught up on who's the guy that does the I've known nothing about this previously. Like all of this was like, damn, this is like brand new to me. I knew who James Charles was, but like I like watched a little bit of James Charles, which apparently is like super canceled or something, and like Jeffree Star. Most of the like content about like those two people was like things about them being canceled. But like Jenna Marbles, and then like did not realize like how much from Boston Jenna Marbles was. That woman is extremely from Boston. She is the most from Boston. I learned about Keemstar. Did not turn on any Keemstar. I was like, I know enough about what Keemstar is to know that I do not want to watch any actual content by this man. So avoided Keemstar, but learned about how much of a not great guy Keemstar is. And then like whoever did like the country boys and country girls of TikTok. Oh, I knew about Fantano. I like music, so like I knew about Fantano. Anthony is like, man, he has a brilliant setup for his content. He does a really good job. I'm not letting those people be like my touch point for YouTube culture. It's more just kind of like who are like the super duper heavy hitters of this platform and like what do they do? Mostly I was like wanting to like catch up on that stuff because I guess like I was feeling like I was hoping that I could kind of like pick up on very small, not even larger, like how is this content structured or whatever, but just like little things like how do they like do little editing tricks and like how do they I was looking for like little things from just people who are just kind of like these are apparently the people that like sort of set the standard. And guys, like to be frank, I don't know, I'm not really sure there are very many people. These people were doing like Disney numbers on this. Like it was like these people have like 50 million views on shit. Like it's an insane quantity of views. It is so high, it's unbelievable. It sort of made me like wonder how it was that high. Sort of confusing. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Bliss's nips. Yeah, you're about to see a lot more of my nips when we actually start shaving because I'm not going to get like all this like all over my shirt. I don't know. I guess we should just like go ahead and do that. The plan here is that like we're gonna shave just because that's something I want to do today anyway, and then we're just gonna go in the other room and just like do a normal live. You just finished shaving, Andrew. Cool, excellent. Setting a good example for me. That's excellent. I guess Oh, Mick got poison ivy on their arm. Brock the mutton chops. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, I genetically, if like the men in my family are to be like believed, like all of this will actually fill in at some point. This is what's bothering me the most, is that like it's there on this side, kind of, sort of. Like it's like kind of a clean line, and it's like not a clean line over here. And it just bothers me a lot. Because it's like this is never really going to be like a beard. It's just sort of like, oh, this is like kind of interesting looking, I guess, like sort of a different look. But ultimately, I like how angular my face is, and so like we're gonna play into the angular thing. Yes, a Victorian gentleman. I guess that's what we're losing, huh? Okay. Tell me if this. Can you tell me? Is this like bothersomely loud? This. I know that there's some like mechanical sounds that can be like sort of bothersome. OnlyFans time, baby. This sound is not bothersome, right? Barely hear it. Fantastic. Okay, cool. So, we're gonna leave the mustache for the very end. Oh, it's so painful. JK, not actually painful. Finally. Also, like guys who have grown your facial hair out know that this stuff is like infuriating to try to sleep with. Getting used to sleeping with facial hair is so awful. It is the metric worst. Oh, there's like hair all over this iPad now. Oh, ordered the last Rick Owens furniture book. I really want to get some Rick books, but I'm afraid that it's going to be like all pictures. Do any of the Rick books have like proper, like is there text in them? Like can you like actually learn from them, or is it just sort of a like, nope, you're just kind of seeing pictures of the art? Oh shit. Okay. Big heavy breaths. Not recommended. Got it. Lesson learned. Terry Richardson vibes right now. Oh yeah, this is about how patchy Terry Richardson is in like IRL. What a dick, Terry Richardson. Jeez. What up, Dakota? Lumberjack's like, why am I watching Bliss shave? Because usually I'm doing things like painting my nails or something on the stream, or like cleaning my jewelry. And so like on Sundays, that's kind of when I like do like maintenance things. And because we're just sort of hanging out anyway, I figure this is like somewhat of a, I don't know, it's something I needed to do, and I also needed to do a stream. So here we are. Oh man, it's decided. We're keeping just a mustache. It's gonna be so great. JK, wouldn't that be terrible? You are in big trouble, young man. You are in big trouble. And I am not joking. Oh my gosh. Delicious. Anyone pick anything up? I like bought a couple of pieces of clothing this week, and they were very impulsive. But all my clothing purchases are kind of impulsive. Mm. Mm. Blammo. Done. Hang on. Ugh. I kind of vaguely want to finish this up, like get the rest of this shit off of here. But I don't know, I feel like that's gonna like take a while and take like some like actual focus because I have really sensitive skin. And if I do that, it's gonna probably be a little bit more labor intensive and stuff than like I would actually want to do on a stream. So I think we're gonna call this done for right now. I'm not shaving my head back for a while, I don't think. I didn't love that. I do like go back to like shaving my head every like few years, but I did not love how that looked. So probably not going back to that for a while. All right, y'all ready to go do a normal stream? Just gotta put actual pants on. Hang tight, guys. Hello, I'm installing a belt. Hang tight. J. Paul heroin. Man, I love J. Paul. J. Paul is the man. Whew, that's in like my top favorite albums of all time. That J. Paul record. Whew. Whew, boy. It's a lot. It's a lot, and it's so good. There's like so much hair down there. All that just came off my face. Pretty crazy. Okay. Okay. Let's get, is this the one I just opened? No. That is probably not the one I just opened. That's the one I just opened. Okay. And coffee and La Croix. Let's go, friends. Come on, come with me. Come through this yellow room. All right. Got to get reset up in here. Cool, so now it's like talking time. Hey everyone, I have a Patreon and you should join it. It's insane, it's crazy. Mostly, here's the deal. Mostly, oh, there's what my face looks like. Hi, Bliss. Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. Today we're talking about Death Grips. There isn't a new album. I want to talk about Death Grips. Hang on one second. Let's get this iPad figured out so I can actually like read comments as they're coming through. All right. Shit, fuck. Okay. Here's the deal. I forgot my charger. When I come back, it would be wonderful if we could have first person join the Patreon have hit. So I'm gonna go grab the charger from my room real quick. I will BRB. I'm acting like I'm gonna be gone for like a long time. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy rating, I'll tell you as soon as I get back. Hello, friends. And we're back. All right. I feel like the audio is probably better if we do the AirPods. It's kind of why I got them. I'm assuming that this is at least a little bit clearer, a little bit less of an echo, all that stuff. Let's look here. No Patreon people. Patreon.com/BlissFoster. Let's get it, y'all. Love from India. What up, Kruti? Dang. It's so much worse? Was better before? Bad? Oh my gosh, really? Holy shit. Audio got a little worse. Okay, cool. Thank you for the feedback. Dang. Thank you for your honesty. Blisthany Fantano. Man, that joke is getting old. I've heard that joke so many times at this point. I don't know where that comparison comes from, because Anthony is like jacked. We look nothing alike. It's we look profoundly different from each other. I'm not sure where it comes from. I guess we both talk about things in great detail. But other than that, it's the glasses. Yeah, Anthony also wears Tom Ford's women's glasses. That's what it is. All right, so while people are like heading over to the Patreon to join the greatest internet community on earth, what are we talking about? All the new $9 patrons have kind of not jumped in with not many topics. Bliss, the Raph Simmons archive god. I have one Raph piece, and it is from fall winter 2002. I like it a lot. It's an insane piece, and I really, really enjoy it. But yeah, no, the only person I know personally who's like heavy into archive Raph is Lauren Pinion. Lauren Pinion. And she has hella Raph. It is impressive. And it's one of those things where it's like, dang it, like cute girl buys some Raph and then like it's just kind of like, surprise, all this looks better on girls. Like it's very discouraging. It's like when I was like super into Supreme and like someone like posts like a picture to like one of the forums being like my girlfriend stole my like Power Corruption Lies hoodie, and it's just like, dang, she looks way cuter just like wearing some like stupid soccer shorts and that hoodie than like you have ever looked like wearing that hoodie with anything. It's discouraging. Is there a way for this to not look like we're just like glowing? Oh my gosh. See, this is incredibly frustrating, folks. Here's the deal. I can't wear anything black and I can't wear anything that's white, because then like this happens where it's just kind of like I get this like sort of angelic like glow, and it's very, very discouraging. But yeah, Laura has like, she's gone hard on the Raph since quarantine started. She just bought the riding helmet. That shit is extremely cool. I love the Raph riding helmet. It's like one of the only pieces of like headwear that I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I really wish I could wear that. Damn it, damn it, damn it. And I have like, so like my head is very long. I have like, my head looks like it was like crushed. Like that, like someone like did this when I was very young and like made my head too skinny. So like hats like leave like indentions just right here because it's so like there's like always like a gap right here and stuff. There's like no way that the Raph riding helmet would fit me because it's like on the inside it's structured. So it's like a thing that actually fits on your head, and then there's a helmet that goes like out from it, a little mushroom cap thing. Oh my gosh. You just finished watching Death Note. I've never seen Death Note. Never seen it. Don't love Death Note. I'm not big on like action anime. Like anime where like tons of crazy stuff is happening all the time is not really my thing. Don't love it. I like Mushishi and Girls Last Tour and things where they're kind of about, they're like in a setting that might be a place where like combat was happening or like crazy stuff was happening. Like I'm not big on slice of life stuff. I don't love, there are a few slice of life things that I like, but like I'm not big on just like, these kids go to school together and like there's like a lot of nuance to their friendship. Like I don't really like that. I like things where it's like, these two girls are like traveling through the wasteland of a destroyed Earth in their little tank. And they're just like moving around, seeing if there's anything left in the world. And they're like, man, I don't know if there's anything left. Do you want to stop and eat oatmeal? That's my shit. That is my shit. Made in Abyss is so good. I own Made in Abyss. And the thing to me that is crazy about Made in Abyss is that they have moments that are almost Miyazaki level for quality. The thing, of course, that makes Miyazaki is that he's able to be like, I'm not about Miyazaki moments. I have 2 hours that are only Miyazaki moments. That's what makes me me. But like they have a couple of things where I'm like, that was handled well enough to be in a like main, like a main like feature length Ghibli film. There's just a few things in Made in Abyss. And then there's also a lot of high pitched screaming, which I do not fuck with. I cannot stand that in anime. Lots of high pitched screaming that's like meant to be a joke, where it's just kind of like, stop it right now! And we're like supposed to be like, oh, I get it. That was supposed to be a joke, where she said stop it right now and stretched the now out. And it was, well, it was funny because she screamed it and that like it sort of peaked the audio in a bad way. It was a great joke. It was so funny. Favorite anime character outfits? I don't know. To me, like, that's one thing that I kind of don't get is the like, because I know like JoJo, right? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, that's like, oh, the fits are so crazy and stuff. I just don't, because like animation stuff, like fabric can like fall and like have finish on it and all this stuff that's just like, I don't even think of it as like, wow, they look so cool. Like, because it's just kind of like, these are not, I'm not even looking at an outfit. I don't think about it in those terms at all. I'm not trying to have like a bad attitude about that question, but like, I just never even think about it like that. I've always liked Ginkgo's backpack from Mushishi. He's a doctor, sort of. So like Mushi are like, it's sort of like magic organisms that are like microbial. They're very, 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 very tiny, like the size of like cells. And they do these like wild, wild things. And he's a doctor that specializes in Mushi, and he just travels around the country just hunting interesting things about Mushi and like taking notes on them and learning more about them and stuff. And he'll like come to a town and there'll be like this girl, like, I'm making this up, but it'll be like, this girl is like sleepwalking every night and like is like causing crazy rainbows to happen or something. And like, we think she's possessed by a demon. And he's like, it's not a demon. It's Mushi. and they're like, what are Mushi? And then like the little song with like the very gentle gong starts to play. And he's like, Mushi are very small organisms that exist throughout the world. Mushi are life. Mushi can cause death. And everybody's like, so what should we do? Anyway, that's every single episode of Mushishi. The name of the anime I was talking about is Mushishi. M-U-S-H-I, Mushi, S-H-I, Mushishi, one word. Do not look into the river of Mushi. Oh my gosh, this one more thing and then we'll move off the topic of Mushishi. There was like an episode where like Ginkgo is the main character, is the doctor, and he's fishing with these like guys that are like from this one village where he's like staying for a night or something. And they're just like, man, this is actually really nice. Like, I haven't fished in a long time. And they were like, well, we're out here fishing every single day. And he's like, yeah, I really forgot how nice this could be. And he's just kind of like relaxing on the boat. And one guy's like, he says something very normal about his wife. Like just something like my wife is like my wife has the flu again. And they're just like, oh, that's like the second time your wife has had the flu this year. That's pretty crazy. Is she okay? And he's like, yeah, she's just resting at home or something. And it's just kind of like, I think Mushi might have something to do with your wife's illness. It's just like, really? The Mushi are that involved in everything, huh? It's a little corny sometimes, but it's it's a really calming show. I usually watch that and like a lot of Ghibli stuff and like Girls Last Tour and Made in Abyss and stuff. Like I tend to watch these things a lot during the winter because I have seasonal depressive disorder and I just get very sad and feel unsafe and stuff. And so like I'll like put that stuff on and I tend to feel like very warm and safe. It's just like very comforting, very calm. It's not trying to like overly it's not trying to like force you to engage with stuff. Made in Abyss kind of does. Made in Abyss is like trying to like keep the action and stuff up, but it's such a beautiful show that it kind of makes up for it. But like Girls Last Tour is another one where it's just kind of like, there's not really a whole lot going on over here. It's sort of like your life. It's just that we're like out in the wilderness in a tank. Anyway, let's move off of anime. We all know that like I've gone on like tirades that are like, it's like, oh damn, well, this stream was just about anime that Bliss likes. These are, someone asked, these are Helmet Lang. These are like my default pants that I throw on. Helmet Lang. Critical. Honestly, they're pretty quickly getting to a place, these pants, where like they look almost nothing like how they looked at first. Because at first it was just like all this stuff that's like the frill now. Like all of this was just a straight line on the front of the pants. You can see that like, you can kind of see it down here. So like this is like all solid. This is all mostly solid right here. So it was like that all the way up the pants. And as they slowly, like the knees eventually like ripped out and it's regular denim below it and like regular denim on the back. But this like line of, what's it called? I've said it 60 million times and I've forgotten. What's it, wedding veil material? What's that stuff called? Jeb said like, lol, here he goes again talking about the pants. I know, I always like assume that like, organza, thank you. Yeah, it's a layer of organza on the outside. It feels sort of like tulle. It doesn't have, you know how like tulle looks incredible, but when you feel tulle, you kind of are like, ugh. Like, I'm not sure I love how that feels. It doesn't have that feel. Organza has a lot of the look of tulle, but it's not as structural. You can't make a beautiful like wedding gown. Like you can't do like the bottom of like a really beautiful wedding gown out of organza. But it has like just a strip of it does kind of have the same look as tulle. Tulle is much more like self-structural. Tulle can kind of like just stand. Tulle is such an interesting fabric. Favorite designer. Here's what I've been thinking about lately. Stop me. Okay, hey, can someone stop me for real if we actually have already talked about this? Because if we have already talked about this, I don't want to dig into it super crazy again. Recently, I have been thinking a lot for the first time in years about like who is the like best designer in the world that's currently living. Because trying to do like of all time is like so silly because it's like, how would you even do that? Cultural context matters so much. I was obsessed when I was younger with this concept of like proving that my favorite things were not just my favorite things, they were the best thing. and that there was like no disputing it or whatever. And now I'm much more on this like thing of like, I don't even know enough about any subject to be able to objectively say this thing really is the best. So I've let go of a lot of that, and that's actually been wonderful for like how I learn and stuff. Excuse me. Yeah, well, all this basically is leading up to Philip Plein. The PP really is he's the best designer on the planet. If we're being, if we're being objective, that's what it is. It's Philip Plein. But I've been thinking about like, how would you objectively measure who the greatest designer of all time is? The thing that I often talk about on the channel is that influence is what causes this, but I don't know if that's relevant for like best of all, best like currently living or whatever. And we'll say best currently living and working, so that we don't all just like say like Margiela, right? Okay, cool, Margiela. I think the closest I've gotten on this for myself is I think that Iris van Herpen, or maybe Carol Christian Poel, but really I'm leaning towards Iris. Because those two designers specifically are not just making interesting clothes with like a beautiful story behind them that kind of fit into the zeitgeist in an interesting way. They are adding new tools to the toolbox of other designers. They're creating techniques to execute their visions. And that to me is like, that is a hard qualification to keep up with. Rick is outstanding. Comme des Garçons, outstanding. Insane. Incredible world building, outstanding design, beautiful zeitgeist, like hitting the stream of the zeitgeist really well. But like, I don't know if there's any response to like, Iris van Herpen literally like creates the techniques to create the dresses and then says like, what up? I did this like special thing with this special 3D printer and then I like hand stitched it using this kind of a stitch. No one's ever done that before. Now everyone knows and you can do it too. She does that every season. How I would let everybody immediately started saying, Daddy Rick. So like, is there a way that can be competed with? Because I think if we're going, obviously none of this is objective, right? We can't really talk about it in an objective way. But if we were to find a way to be like, is there a way to kind of like pitchfork top 50 of the year kind of way to be like, if we had to choose, if we were forcing ourselves to be objective, I think this has to be the best designer currently living and working. Yeah, because like Inform just said like, whoever creates the blueprint to be followed, that would be the greatest, right? Yes, but even then, like if we're talking about like the one who has the most influence during their lifetime, I don't think there's a way to argue that it's not Kanye. Is there? Somebody who is currently living and working that in the past like maybe 15 years has had more outright influence on total number of things. I know that's not an answer that's very fun to say. I'm not over here like being like, yes, Kanye again. Like, I'm not like super happy about that. But like, if we're talking about like, who is the person who has occupied the head of more people, and like someone saying like, I'm gonna make a t-shirt, I wanna make it look like, I kinda wanna make it look like the Life of Pablo t-shirt. Like, I don't know if there's a way to, what's this emoji? Somebody's raising their eyebrow. Petrock, I'm open to more suggestions. Let's hear it. Oh, Petrock said that I said it was Rick Owens. No, maybe I did say that. The big things that I keep kicking around in my head is Carol, Iris, Rick, and Ray. Those are the ones that I keep kicking around my head where it's like, I feel like it's gotta be one of those four. If we were to pick a top. Is there anybody else I might be missing in that? I leave Yoji out of that just because Yoji has stayed so critically in his own lane. He kind of invented a lane and he is stuck very tried and true to that lane. And he has kind of worked outside of the realm of trend so much, which is only a good thing. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. But I'm saying like we have seen so much developed by Yoji within this niche that like I don't include him for that reason personally. That this is of course subjective, so like disagree with me all you want. Okay, someone said Walter. Someone said, okay, Errolson Hugh might be another one that who is inventing processes. Visvim might also get included in that. Visvim really likes looking at historic process, like fucking Lindsay Woolsey. Or not Lindsay Woolsey, what's the... Lindsay Woolsey is another really crazy fabric that doesn't get used anymore because it's very common for if wooden looms are what's making the textile itself. You guys have seen like images and videos of like those huge looms that are like crisscrossing like the threads and doing all the crazy stuff. Lindsay Woolsey, the way that it has to be put together, the textile itself, it has a reputation for breaking looms. Just like the necessary movements that are necessary to like make the thing be like woven the way it's woven. It has a reputation for breaking the loom itself. And so like no one uses Lindsay Woolsey at all anymore. But there was some fabric that was like that, where it's like Visvim's guy, I forget what his name is. Is it Takahiro? No, it's not Takahiro Miyashita. No, of course not. Hiroki, thank you. Where like Hiroki was like, I found this like historic textile and I really want to recreate this. And they're like, this is some kind of like weird boiled wool. Like, how would we even do this? And he's like, I don't know. You're the textiles designer. Good luck. Yeah, they're reviving historic textile techniques that like haven't been used in, you know, a generation or two. And that's kind of cool. I just don't know if we can. And really, I don't know, guys, even if we're like holding it between like Iris and Carol, I don't know if we can really argue between those two, like Iris and Carol fight who wins. I don't know if we can really give it to Carol, because so much of the final product of Carol, while incredible, like outstanding quality, a lot of it has a very similar look to it. It's an awesome look. But like there isn't a lot of like variety. In that way, it's sort of like, if I'm not including Yoji for those reasons of like, kind of figured out the silhouette and the niche and sort of stuck to that. Iris is in such a great position with her her company, that like, I don't know how we're supposed to compete, because she's just like, I just make 20 dresses every 6 months and then I sell them either to museums or Celine Dion, and you know, all of them cost like the same amount as a Rolls Royce. And then I go back to the studio with my 3 employees and like my army of interns, and we figure out ways to make 20 crazy more dresses in 6 months. Or in the case of this show, 1 dress in 6 months. It's weird that I'm arguing in favor of Iris, and that I was like I was disappointed. I mean, quarantine collections are going to be disappointing because the resources aren't there. They can't do the same things in the atelier. Everything is having to be compromised. That we're living in like compromised collection land right now. And I don't fault anybody for that, obviously. This is very difficult. It is difficult to understand how we're supposed to navigate this. And I do not at all fault ateliers that are saying like, you know what? It's a business, but I think we're gonna take a break for a little bit. I don't fault them at all. But I mean, it was disappointing. The Iris show was not a Iris show. And even for a single dress, it was like, I don't love this. All right, what are we saying? I don't know Nigel Corbin. Iris Van Intern. I've talked to a whole bunch of her former interns. It sounds like freaking magic. Yeah, someone asked if I would plan on making a video about Carol. That's a big ol' yes. That is a big ol' yes. I have been putting it off, to be honest, because I am nervous about messing it up. And also, it's difficult. Oh, y'all want some insight into how this is working? So Carol, information about Carol is very spread out. I fortunately found a team of archivists who are collectively, not so much all of them have like some of Carol's work, but they're very focused on collecting information about Carol's work from the internet. So all images, all resale images, everything, as much information as humanly possible. And they're doing a pretty outstanding job there. So I've been like periodically like looking through this like archive of information that they're collecting, and I'm struggling to know, and I'm eventually just going to jump on a call with all of them and be like, hey, like, I want to hear from you guys. How should this be talked about? Like, should I do a runway show? I don't think it's going to end up being a runway show. I think what we're going to have to do is be like, Carol Christian Poel is like a fucking crazy person and does like outstanding work, and we're going to just cover some like huge highlights of his catalog, and we're going to go into why they are so crazy. Like, obviously, I'm sorry, Poel. Yeah, man, you guys are never going to run out. I promise. I will never get there with the pronunciation thing. Like, you guys are going to have a blast for forever, like getting to be like, it's actually Poel. And I'm going to be like, oh man, you're right. And he's like, just try to remember for next time. Yeah, CCP has done runway shows. Like, they're not, it's sort of like when Margiela says I'm doing runway shows. It's just kind of like, maybe it'll be the purpose of the thing is the same purpose as a runway show, but like, it's weird. Like, obviously there's the famous mainstream downstream where all the models put on the collections and then put inflatable devices under their backs. Did you know that? Put inflatable devices under their backs and then just floated down a river and they filmed it. And that was great. It was so good. Beautiful work. Anyway. Oh, my brother and my mom are leaving. Bye, guys. They're outside. They can't hear me. Well, what are some other ones that they did? They did one that was a video of these models who were climbing. They like put out like bed sheets that were tied together out of a window, and then they just filmed these guys like climbing down these bed sheets out of a window. They've done some other ones, but I've mostly, all that I've done in that archive is just flip through like the detail pictures of like the construction of the coats and the pants and stuff, because those are sick. They're fucking sick. Man, maybe we should just have an entire stream of me taking fat rips off this thing. Chasing the fattest rips. That was another thing that I watched in my little YouTube education thing was the like, who's the guy that's like, Vape Nation guys. He's like, we're going to the biggest smoke shop in New York. And it's just like a bodega. And he's like, you guys sell vapes here? And they're like, yeah, we sell vapes. And he's like, okay, can I see them, please? It's the biggest smoke shop in New York, baby. Vape Nation. Yeah, H3. That shit was so funny. It's like just like walking around like telling people how awesome vaping is. Rips Foster. I don't think, yeah, I mean, Saint Lion is brilliant. I don't know if I can think of anything that would put him, any reason that like I would, well, I guess the argument that maybe one could submit for saying like Hussein is like the best designer would be that it's like no one else is doing transforming clothing, and he has fully made that his thing. Hey, 45 minutes into the stream, Tess Merrick. Tess, thank you so much for setting a good example. That is one patron. We need to kick this up. We really need to kick this up. Tess, thank you so much for setting a good example. You're incredible. Tess. Beautiful. Let me get a pen so we can actually like keep track of this again. I have no pen, and I'm not going to dig around this house for a pen because we're doing a live stream. That would be rude. Your time is valuable. Your time is valuable, and we have chilling to do. Oh, goodness. Okay, let's check and see if I actually missed one. I didn't miss one. Tess. Tess stands alone. Who else? Patreon.com/Bliss Foster. Dakota, why are you selling your undercover cowboy boots? Cowgirl boots. Oh my gosh. Sundays are my parasocial relationship with Sahil. The goal for this stream, so the last stream, okay, do we know about this? Last stream, we got 28 new patrons. 28. That was almost double the number before. That was like a 90% increase over the old record. The old record was 15. So 28 is the record, which was crazy. But so that obviously, like, I'm not setting it to be like record breaking every single time. But no, I would love to do. Let's set it to 13 this time. 13 is the goal. 13 new patrons. So we need 12 more, please. All right. I've not. So Dem said, "Hey Bliss, did you see the Issei Miyake? The Issei? Does anyone have any feedback about that? Any feedback about the pronunciation? Issei. Does anyone have any feedback about Issei Miyake? Icy? I love Issei Miyake. Issei. Dude, guys, can I just tell you real quick? I understand that I mispronounced something earlier, and that is legitimate, and I should be more attentive. I should be more attentive to the way I'm saying things. I seriously get people in my DMs who are just kind of like, actually, obviously, like, the most fun direct message or thing you can hear from a person ever is a sentence that starts with the, like, actually, so you're doing a great job. So actually, when you're saying the name of the brand, it's actually like Mes Trois. You have to really like twist it at the end, so Mes Trois. And so I understand that it looks just like Martin, but it's actually, so Martin is Belgian, but he was living in France, so it's actually Martin. So it's Mes Martin, and then it's actually pronounced just jelly. The end is just jelly. I understand how it looks, but like it's actually, so just Maitrin, Mach, and then jelly. Jelly is the ending. So again, you're doing so good. You're doing really great. I can tell that you're trying and you want to be, I just know you want to do it better. So that's what you can say for next time. So I'll tune in to make sure I can correct you publicly again. That's gonna be fun. I have gotten so much feedback about how to pronounce Maison Martin Margiela. It's not even funny. And at this point, I don't care. Like, I don't even give a fuck anymore. I say, this is the way we're gonna hear it the rest of the series. You ready? Maison Martin Margiela. And that's it. We're just gonna say it like that for the rest of the time. And we can just like Issei Miyake me the entire time. But it's actually pronounced Mayonnaise Martin Margiela. That shit was really funny. I've not heard that before. Mayonnaise Martin Margiela. Yeah, y'all, okay, so I have an English degree, right? I have a degree in literature, and obviously, like, have you guys heard the thing on Throwing Fits where James, like, is so consistent? Yeah, it's James. Or James, like, people, like, sit down, like, people bring up, like, Acne Studios all the time and stuff. And they, like, have a switch-off thing where Larry will, like, jump in and be like, it's actually acne. And they're like, what? And it's like, it's not acne, you dumbass. It's acne. And they're just like, is it really? And then James will always come in and be like, but how do you say studios? It's actually acne. Anyway, what was I gonna say? It was something about pronunciation. Oh yeah, so when I was getting my literature degree, like closer to like senior year, there was like a meeting with the department where like the chair was there, like or the head chair of the department, and like a couple of other professors that I had classes with and stuff. Our department was fairly small. I went to a really small school, and they sat us all down in one of the capstone rooms, like one of the rooms where like the senior classes happen, and they were like, "Hey, so we have a couple of different things that we're going to cover. A lot of them are about getting jobs. This is maybe the most important thing for you all to take away from this. This was all of our professors, the people who were taking off 10% of the grade for us missing a comma on something. If there was a grammatical error, it was like you're immediately a letter grade bump down. Like it was like all English departments, like grammar and like word use and definitions of things and stuff taken extraordinarily seriously, super, super serious. They sat us all down and said, the purpose of grammar and of spelling is for clarity and concision. This is something that we have taught you all from like the very beginning of being in the department. Clarity and concision. And so that means that all grammar rules are either for making sentences shorter, that's concision, or they're for clarity, which is to make sure that there is not two potential meanings to what you are writing. And they were like, so all grammar rules that do not promote clarity or concision are not real rules. The way that this works, and I'm not, so somebody corrected a pronunciation thing earlier, that's fine. I'm not like getting on your case about this, but this is part of why I am not big on correcting things personally. I just thought this was a cool piece of life advice. I am not going after the person that like said this earlier. I don't remember who it was, but like, this is not about you anymore. This is just an interesting thing that I learned that I wanted to share. They're like, so those are not rules. The way that this works is that if you take this degree that we have like taught you through and you go out into the world and you start telling people that they are not writing or saying or like pronouncing things correctly, you are radically misusing the information that we have given you. The purpose for this degree you should never just like start like actualing people in real life. That is something that is exclusively in the realm of just like assholes. Like if you're taking an advanced like degree in grammar or something and then using that to like be snooty at people about the way that they use commas, you should feel really bad about yourself. Like that is a terrible use for this information, because really what that does is oftentimes you are correcting things and it comes down to our teachers love doing this because it's a literature department in a liberal arts like university. They were like, obviously like everybody here knows about like history being just sort of like the story of class warfare, like a huge part of the enforcement of like, this is upper class, this is lower class is worse than upper class. Like the way that that bad system gets enforced is by saying like, you're uneducated. You don't know all the things that are important and necessary in order for you to be like a functioning member of like the higher society. And that's why like we're better than you, is because like you just don't know, you don't get it. And that like tons of these grammar rules are not really there. So it's just kind of like, oh, I actually totally misunderstood what you said because you didn't put the I before, you didn't spell pieces correctly. Like it's not so much that, it's just a like, do you not know about this rule? It's a rule. It's a part of grammar. So like, just try to remember next time. Mwah! It's just the person saying, I know a thing, you don't know a thing, I am better than you. And it's not great. And people who are just like, oh, I just really care about grammar. I think everybody should care about grammar. No, this is a thing where you have received an education, probably because like your parents helped you with the education, or because you got like access to some scholarships or something, or like you were able to like be in a really supportive home and you were able to go to like an in-state school that like, and you were able to like live at home the whole time. Like an enormous amount of privilege that allowed you to get this like awesome education, and you are then using that to correct people who did not have access to that education. Maybe you should feel bad about yourself. Now, I have been educated with an English degree, so if I'm mispronouncing things, or I am misspelling things, or I like make a grammatical error in the description of my videos, maybe I should be taken to the woodshed over that. But I do think it's very important for all the other like grammar Nazis out there. That term probably isn't used positively anymore. With the events of the last 5 years, probably not a whole lot of people that are proudly calling themselves grammar Nazis. But yeah, It's just mean. Don't do it. Is this a Gillette commercial? Yeah, and also, yeah, another huge part of that is that English is not everybody's first language. Like that's another huge part of it. Actually, that was a thing, I actually was really happy about that. Reddit, like in like 2015 or something, was just kind of like, hey guys, we are not, as a community, going to start making fun of someone's point or like saying that their like point is invalid because they are not able to spell or grammar in English perfectly. Because that's just not fair. We have a global audience. There's tons of people from all over the world that are doing this. English is like their third or fourth or even second language, and that's not fair, which I thought was a great thing. Guys and girls and non-binary folks, everyone, patreon.com/blissfoster. Let's get number 2 in, please. What else are we talking about? Somebody asked, what's your definition of fashion? I've been asked this question a couple of different times, and I think the only answer that I can give is that there isn't one. That's the only thing that's useful to me, because it seems like defining fashion is only going to be, if I set some kind of definition for it, then there's the potential that I'm going to miss out on something under the reason that it's not considered fashion. And I'm just kind of more down to just sort of like follow this around. And if, I don't know, if somebody comes out with a really compelling collection, fashion collection, and it's a bunch of tables, and it's like, dang, this actually is like really compelling, there's no reason for me to like jump in and be like, that's not fashion, because fashion means this. So I really don't, the only real use that labels and definitions have for me personally is to kind of differentiate categories of things so that we can more quickly get on the same page with what we're talking about. Like if I say like, oh, so they're like this really like organic type techwear brand. Like me saying techwear is so that you can be like, oh, got it. So like acronym and stuff. Cool. If we start getting into, there's a lot of like fetishization of like categories of things where it's like, this isn't like whatever, this is surf rock. Like that's, I don't find it very useful. Animal Collective is actually categorized as freak folk. So yeah, it's not really like indie pop. It's more of freak folk. So I read Pitchfork every like 2 weeks or so. So if you need to check in on anything, you can just ask me. What? Someone said, do you know your MBTI? What is that? Imagine listening to Animal Collective. Imagine Bliss listening to Animal Collective all the time. I love Animal Collective. Leave, Sahil. I love Animal Collective, dude. I own the Animal Collective movie on DVD. I love Animal Collective so much, and I will hear no negative talk about Animal Collective. I love Noah Lennox. Nice. Sick, bro. Please rate My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I give My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy a 10 out of 10. It is wonderful. I like it so much. I did my senior project on it in college. I like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy so much. Kanye, Kanye, Kanye. Kanye, 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 Kanye. I didn't do it about Twisted Fantasy. I actually did it about the packaging for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which was created by M.M. Paris, who also made the Loewe collection in a box. Pretty fucking cool. They are my favorite design firm in the world, and I used to be into marketing, so I had to look at a lot of different design firms and their work, and M.M. Paris makes fire stuff. You know why they make fire stuff? Here's a cool thing. M.M. Paris is like, it's two guys, like that's why it's M.M. is because their last names they both start with M's. is two gentlemen who are graphic designers, and they are graphic designers that are like, the movement of minimalism within graphic design is horseshit. They hate minimalism. They are so like they're like, there is no, this is like sort of like the, it seems like I could be completely misquoting them here. Please know the qualification here. Sometimes on live streams, hey, like, guess what, y'all? Sometimes on live streams, people just like are talking off the top of their head, and sometimes they talk about things they don't know completely about. Shocker, right? It's crazy. Anyway, I believe back when I was researching this in 2012 that I came across an interview where one of them was just kind of like, this is so dangerous to graphic design as an art form, and like even as like a useful tool for making things like more beautiful in the world and stuff. He was like, minimalism in design is like, there's no, it's just terminating the process. Like, you're just taking more and more things away until you're just kind of like, you know, stuck in this like Bauhaus prison, like being like, oh, just simple shapes, just yellow and then a black circle and just done. Like, everything is just like, so it just becomes very boring. And so like all their projects are very maximalist. I mean, anybody that bought the CD from My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was just like, you just sit there and you just like stare at it for forever. It's so intense and it's so elaborate. Everything. You pull out the poster, and like, poster is like a picture of Kanye with like, oh no, one side is the lyrics. It's all the lyrics on one side of the poster, and you flip it over and it's a picture of Kanye in a tux, like standing to the side with like one of his feet like a little bit off the ground, and he's just like staring at you really serious. And it is the album credits. Everybody, I'm sure, has known this, that Kanye's album credits are like just there's a stupid number of people that are involved in these projects. I mean, it's a lot. And it's so cool. I love that he, looking at that poster on my wall right now, yeah. I mean, just the sample, like on all the lights, the one where like Rihanna sings the chorus, and it's like, turn up the lights and yeah, baby. Yeah, if you guys want to hear me sing more, just let me know. I'm actually tone deaf, if anyone couldn't tell just now. I have an extremely hard time staying on key with music. But in that song, the opening sample, where like they're like, all of the lights, like the thing that sounds like super crazy. The reason it sounds like that is because that's like 16 famous singers, all like they showed them like the music for it, and they were like, it's just like, all of the lights, just do that little like run. And it's like Elton John, Alicia Keys, Harry Styles, like there literally are like 16, who is it? This shit is bananas, Bananas. Gwen Stefani. Gwen Stefani's on there. Like, it's an insane number of people that are on that one sample, just that one sample. Some people like Elton John, they like stuck him around and like had him like play some stuff on the piano and stuff. But like, for the most part, they were flying people out to Hawaii. Like Alicia Keys, I think, was just flown out there just so she could be like, all of the lights. Is that really all you guys wanted me to do? And they're like, yep, thanks so much for coming, Alicia. And then they flew her back. That album is fascinating. And if anyone has not heard the podcast, the Dissect podcast about that, it's insane. Dissect is a phenomenal podcast that had a huge influence on the creation of this channel. Huge influence. He just takes famous rap albums, and then he devotes, every season he takes a single album, and then each episode of the season is a single song from the album, and he just takes apart music, lyrics, like the story of like how it happened, like really is great about picking the lyrics apart, and he just walks you through the album. It's incredible. It's so good. Projects like that have been such an enormous inspiration on this, my life's work. The other big one that I've talked about, I think in the Bliss Foster interview thing that I did when I hit 10,000 subscribers, is that there's a podcast about the book Ulysses, which, if you've ever wanted to try a book that's like, hey, Carter LaForte just edited their pledge from $3 to $5. That also counts. If we want to edit pledges, that will definitely count. That's 2. We have had two Patreon activations, and it has been 1 hour and 6 minutes, 5 minutes. I'm gonna express now that that is a little concerning to me. Patreon.com/BlissFoster. You get exclusive content. You get to rewatch all the live streams. And you get to join the greatest fashion community of all time. And it starts at $3 a month. It's really, hopefully not a big deal to you, gargantuan deal to me. So that would be cool. The Discord really is popping. It's outstanding. Oh my gosh, and I finished the Patreon exclusive video that's coming out for this month, and it's fire. It's so good. I don't want to give anything away yet because the concept to it is the thing that makes it so good. But it's, oh my gosh, this is the first one. Wow. Oh no, dang. Someone just said, "Are you gay?" And the answer to that is no. Wish I was gay. Not gay. Kind of bummed. That was like one of the first comments that I ever got on Paul said, "What? No, come on." Oh my gosh. There's this guy that I'm friends with in Virginia who's just like very old and doesn't have any family and stuff and just kind of like hangs out by himself most of the time. And he is also gay and like never was in like a long-term committed relationship of any kind because he just doesn't like people very much. But he's like very, he's a handful. And I would just go and hang out with him, and now I just like get on the phone with him once a week or something and just talk about coronavirus mostly because he's just glued to MSNBC all day. And he asks me that all the time. And it would just kind of be like, "Bliss, are you gay?" I'm just like, "You know I'm not gay." And he's like, "Okay, well, I just like to check in about it." It's really funny. Do Yeezus. What? Okay, so Kane just said, I don't know how to find the live streams or exclusive vids on the Discord. None of them are on the Discord. All of the exclusive content is moved through Patreon. Said, quote, "Are you gay yet?" Are you gay yet? That's funny. Oh, don't fall asleep. They're all on Patreon. Yeah, Kane, they're all on Patreon. So, wait, what? What are some high faction brands that work very conceptually? I'm not sure I understand the question. What do you mean by faction? Oh, you just said you were just trying to say high fashion. My bad. What are high fashion brands that work very conceptually? I think that so conceptually can mean lots of different things. I think Comme des Garçons is a good one. That's just kind of like who is the standard for conceptual high fashion stuff? It's got to be Comme des Garçons, right? Conceptual, maybe Yoji. If we mean conceptual, like sort of how it gets used in music, where it's like a concept album, then like we would be dealing with like storyline stuff or whatever. That would have to be, I think we got to do like Raph or Rick or because having like or like Hamkiss, they're not high fashion. They're what are they? I think they fit into, their price range fits into high end. I don't know. There's not a lot of, I don't know, what is conceptual? What do we mean when we say conceptual fashion? I guess we're just meaning like the brand is not only focused on like, wow, what a sensible pair of slacks. like, oh man, I came to the mall looking for some like ripped up skinny jeans, and I went to American Eagle, and guess what, guys? They had ripped up skinny jeans. Like, I guess that's all it means, is that they're just like they're just not customer service driven, I guess. They're not like exclusively worried about like, oh yeah, you want like some sensible like sweaters for fall? I guess that's what that means. In that case, like, there's really no single one, but you were just saying like brands. You weren't saying a single one. So like Yoji, Rick is great. I think Marnie used to do a great job. I haven't looked at their stuff recently. All the stuff that J.W. Anderson does is great, very imaginative. Tom Brown. Oh, thank you, Tom Brown. Tom Brown. I don't pop Molly. I like Tom Brown. The most slept on brand is probably Hamkiss. Probably Hamkiss. And I hate it because like the brand is, it has the word ham in the name, and like ham doesn't sound particularly like cool in English. Obviously like Tough Liang is Chinese, and so like he speaks English really well because like I interviewed him for that video, did like a brief little like couple of questions with him over text. Most slept on brand. Most of the time slept on brands just means like these are brands that are actually doing great stuff, but because people are not really looking into their work, they just know the meme of the brand. They end up just saying like, this is garbage, I don't want any of it. And like Vetements suffered from that for years, of this thing of like blowing up so hard in 2015, so many articles. It just seemed like it was like putting like the name Kanye in the title of an article. Like you would just instantly get 60 billion views. Yeah, anything about Vetements was so explosive. And then like the like fucking asshole hoodie and the like Burn Bridges hoodie and the Champion collab and the Polizei coat and the what else am I missing? What were the huge meme pieces? The socks, and that's, I mean, the huge meme pieces became so, like, people were so obsessed with getting a hold of those that it just ended up being a thing where people were like, that mom sucks, there's really not anything here. What up, Genjo? Yes. New patron. Yes. Join the fold. Patreon.com/BlissFoster. In the ship, part of the ship. Join today. Yeah, sexual fantasies, hoodies, stuff like that. I am the big nerd of fashion, Paul. Yes. That's so true. It's extremely true. It just started raining outside. Is it raining for anybody else? Man, that's a big, to bring it back to sadder things, y'all. That's like a huge activator of seasonal depression for me. If it starts raining, I like instantly, I'm like, It's cool right now because it's still like pretty bright and daylighty outside. There's not an enormous number of clouds. Still like looks like a sunshiny day out there. But oh my gosh, rain like killed me, especially when I drank. Oh my gosh, drinking was like the worst thing for my seasonal depressive disorder. It was awful, and I didn't realize until I stopped drinking that it was like, that was like what was causing like literally 50% of it was being like, of like me being like, I literally cannot get off the couch. I literally feel physically incapable of moving because I am so sad. Like 50% of that was being caused by drinking. It was pretty rough. Hamkiss. There's a school in my town called the Old Ham. The fuck? Andrew, what was your question? Andrew's here all the time. Oh, no, Andrew, I can't check the Discord live, dude. Oh yeah, Emily, absolutely. I feel like, okay, wait, I don't know if it's, I know it can be difficult for some people to do that, but like, I don't feel like talking about having depressive episodes or like depression, anxiety, mania, bipolar. I don't know if these are as, I feel like these have become radically less taboo in the last like 5 or 7 years or so to talk about, just in like normal conversation. As long as you're not like, I mean, you know, you feel how you feel about like your own mental health and stuff, but like, I feel like if brought up kind of in the way that like I just did, I didn't, sorry, like I wasn't even thinking that that would be like kind of a weird thing for me to bring up. I don't feel like that's like a intense thing to bring up now. Now, if you're like, I don't know, like there's some stuff where I could see like I'm related to somebody who has Ayla Toraman. What up? Or Alia? Oh, that's so cool. I thought it was Ayla at first. Alia. That's so pretty. Is Alia back? I know she like just signed up. Alia Toraman. Dang, what's your middle name? And what is Alia short for something? That is such a pretty name. Alia Toraman. That's beautiful. But yeah, I'd say that depression, someone said, I'd say that depression is not personal. There are things that could be a little weird to bring up, but definitely not depression. Yeah, just because it's like that was, for like boomers and stuff, that was a big, like, no. Like, you do not bring up to other people that sometimes you are so devoid of motivation and energy that you like can't move. That was a big no. There's actually, so there's a really good podcast about, it is about comedians with depression, where they like have, because this is a huge, big old issue in the comedy world, is like just like a crippling combo of depression and anxiety. And they just have like comedians on there, and you know, it's like a stand-up comic talking to other stand-up comics, and so it's like inevitably just like, this is gold. Like everything that's being said is being like beautifully articulated and is often like ridiculously funny, and is like great. But it's just them, you know, no moral, no like telling you what to do, just them just like talking about their experiences with depression and stuff. But one of them said that it was an older guy, and he was like, there's this big thing for me where it was like Johnny Carson or somebody who was enormously influential when boomers were younger. Very fun, publicly hilarious, awesome, funny person. Everyone loved them, like Jimmy Fallon of like that era. Jimmy Kimmel's funny too, but like Jimmy Fallon is like universally loved, it seems. And he like sat down and like did this thing on like live television where he like told everybody that it's like, I have this thing, depression, and like what that means. And he explained like what that is. It doesn't just mean that like, you know, I feel sad. It means like I'm so devoid of energy that like I'm afraid I won't be able to like get up the next day and do my job. Like I feel so profoundly energyless and motivationless, and I can't identify why. And it's like, so the way that he put it, it was like life-changing for me hearing this from someone publicly. Was he said that he got on TV and he was like, the way that it is, hey, what up, John Nicholas? Or Johan, what up, Johan Nicholas? You're number 4. Thank you. Patreon.com/BlissFoster. Do it the fuck up. Click. What if I became gun noise guy? What if I started doing that? That'd be a fun little like quirk for me to constantly engage with, right? Like do. Thanks, guys. Anyway, depression. The thing that he said that was like super impactful is he was like, the way that it feels is that like, if I'm laying on my bed and there was a magic wand that was within arm's reach of me that could magically fix me, that I would decide that it was too much trouble and it probably wouldn't work anyway. And he was like, when I heard that, like, I was like, I have this too. This is what's wrong with me. And he was like, and then I went and got help. Like that was, or I started the process of getting help. And it's a crazy thing. That's wild. I don't know. I've been very inconsistent about seeking help for that. And I think it's because it only hits periodically. It's not a like overly dominant thing in my life. And I've been shitty about not addressing that. It's usually a thing where I like end up saying like, I'm just gonna ride this out and feel this way, and I will probably feel better in a couple of days, and then I do and I don't do anything about it, which is not the way that should be handled. I don't recommend it. Waiting out mental health issues is not a great approach at all. Oh, hell yeah, Sugar Free's the real V-Lone Thug, and so am I. Thoughts on that video of MMW listening to Gunna? I don't know what video that is, and I don't know who MMW is, I don't think. Rick Bad, V-Lone good. Thoughts on fashion? Okay, well guys, actually, so this is something that a lot of people have been asking me about, and I think it's time to finally address it. Thoughts on fashion. So, you know, fashion can be pretty cool. I think there's a lot of people who like kind of overdo it, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, anyway, fashion's pretty cool. I like to think that I'm like pretty, I can be styling. I can be pretty styling. So, fashion's like kind of my spot. It can like be like, one of my spots. Like I have a couple moves. So, Drab Crescent just said, do you ever think? Oh my gosh. Man, that was so funny. I love Drab Crescent 396. That is the funniest thing that I've read in weeks. That was so funny. Why that was so funny to me, I'm gonna have a hard time articulate. Do you ever think? Just by itself. That's great. That was really funny. Do you ever think? I can't. Okay. I know, I agree, it's not that funny to me either. No, it is that funny to me. I understand that it is objectively not that funny. Jeez. Oh my gosh. This is super, okay, so this is the super embarrassing thing, and this is something that like Lindsay excelled at, is that there are just like very small things that will like set me off laughter-wise that are just kind of like this like fucking killed me. And if I tried to articulate or show it to anyone, it would be like, that's sort of funny, I guess. Why is that funny to you, dude? And I have no idea. Do you ever think that's a pretty... I guess it's like has anyone seen that Fox? Who's the younger comedian, absolutely hilarious, Zach Fox. Zach Fox. Have you ever seen that video where he's just kind of like, do y'all ever just think? And it's just like a video of him being like this, and then like going like, damn. and it's just him thinking. It reminded me of that, I think. Do you ever think? Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh man, you know what is super crazy is that every time people bring up Tay-K, someone said free Tay-K, free Palestine. Every time I think about Tay-K, I'm like, damn, that kid is actually like for real, like right now in jail. That was not just like a story on Pitchfork that we all read and like a song that still comes up on playlists and stuff sometimes. That kid is in jail right now and will be in jail for the foreseeable. How long is he in jail for? Is he in jail for life? He's in jail for like decades, right? He's not ever getting out of jail. He got what? Yeah, he got 55 years. Yeah, he will likely die in jail. That is insane. Jeez. Man. What up, Champ? Champ Champagne. I just ordered new hybrid clothing, and I'm so fucking excited about these t-shirts. The Tencel t-shirts are gonna be sick. I am so excited to feel this textile on my body. I'm so excited. Also, Champ's prices are so reasonable. Champ, now that you're here, I'm gonna talk about you in front of everybody. Just wait till you see what else is in there. Oh, thank you, Champ. That's sweet of you. But yeah, I do not have an enormous amount of disposable income right now. This is kind of fun because like anytime we like talk about finances, it's like, okay, well my finances are like the most public of any person that I know personally. So you know, my finances are just kind of up there on this website. Yeah, there's a number of things that I need to like do financially in order to like get my life together and stuff so that we can start building this thing up into a fucking media empire. But I wanted to support Champ because he does outstanding independent designer work. And also those t-shirts sounded like fucking fire, and I was like just really wanting to try them. Hybrid clothing, yeah. Was it hybrid? The website's like hybridclothing.cc. Emperor Bliss Tetine, what? Because I got depression. Yeah, that Zach Fox song is hilarious. Oh wait, no, Zach Fox doesn't do Because I Got Depression. Who makes that song? Because that song is very funny. Shout out Mental Illness. Yeah. Zach Fox has the like Christian rap one, which is pretty funny. Where it's like dudes that making fun of like rappers that are just like talking about like shooting people up, but like in the beginning, like shout out God. It's like, I don't think God is a super big fan of you killing people. Who's that person? Oh, is it really in the same song as the Christian song? Oh, who's that person behind? That was my mom. That was my mom and my little brother. Little brother who's a full-grown adult now. Yeah, Bryn Trambo does the Depression song. That song was pretty funny. The music video was pretty funny. All right, let's do more. Oh, speaking of funny songs, did anyone hear my first beat that I ever made? I was listening to. I'm listening to the audiobook for The Beautiful Fall right now, which is about the lives and the beginning of the businesses for Yves Saint Laurent and Karl Lagerfeld. And there's a point where it talks about one of Yves' muses, whose name is some really like tacky boomer name, girl name. Lucy, it was the name Lucy. That's not really a tacky name, I don't know why I said that. It's because I couldn't remember what the name was. But it was like, Lucy is wearing a salmon-colored Saint Laurent's, Lucy was wearing a Saint Laurent salmon pink satin jacket, is the line. And like, I was just listening to it on my headphones and like, we just kind of like, stop everything. I was like making myself lunch. I was like, stop everything. Like took them out and like went over and I was just like, that is getting made into a beat. And I like just made a post of it that was just kind of like, I love this song, or I'm loving this book. And it was just kind of like, Lucy was wearing a Saint Laurent salmon pink satin jacket. And then there's like a pause and it's like, a Saint Laurent salmon pink satin jacket, and then I just like looped it so it like had like an even beat to it. I didn't put an actual beat to it, but I was like, damn, can someone please turn this into a song? And we tagged Kenny Beats and then he didn't do it. What the fuck, Kenny? Jeez. You're not that busy, Kenny Beats. Okay. Someone asked earlier if I'm a femboy. JLK, was that you? Was that you, JLK? I know it was you, JLK. You can just tell me. You'll be in more trouble later if you don't tell me. No, just kidding. I don't know what that means. What does femboy mean? I felt like that my entire life. What up, Gabriel? Gabriel Hazard just gave me $4 Canadian, which is like $5 in the United States because our economy is okay, but not that great comparatively. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Gabriel Hazard. Dang, I hope that is your real name. That is such a sick name. Holy shit. JLK. Okay, JLK should not be an example for everyone else. Don't ask shocking questions about like non-fashion things expecting me to answer. I've wondered this for forever though. What's like, is femboy just like guys who are effeminate? Because yeah, I mean like I have a lot of effeminate tendencies. I wish I was better at makeup. That's like the one part of like feminine things that I like that I really wish was like, on the Discord, I don't know what it means, so I like can't participate in the joke for fear of like saying something that like might be possibly offensive. I don't know. I'm always like a little bit scared, but like there's like a thing where like everybody on the Discord is always like, "Oh, I actually just started my new job as a waiter at the Femboy Denny's." And I have no idea what that means, but like as a statement, there's like, "That's crazy. I've been managing the Femboy IHOP for a while." Like, I love that shit, but I don't know what it means, so I'm always like, I applied for a job there, but I don't know if I got it yet. They haven't called me back. I don't know. It's Goth Denny's. Thank you. Okay, cool. Gosh, the chat is moving so fast on my phone. I have to check it over here. Guys wear skirts on TikTok because it's a trend and claim that they're pushing boundaries. That is cool though. I'm never going to be. I personally am never going to have a bad attitude about like who's the kid who's like really into Aphex Twin and is like, is an Aphex Twin house all yard? Like, and he like wears skirts constantly and he's just like, he like kind of has like a post-hype beast style where it's just kind of like 3 years ago, you were only wearing triple S's, I bet. But like, he's, hey, what up, Jane? Oh, Jane's in here, cool. What up, Jane Min? Jamin Chong. Chen? Is it Chen? Am I saying that right? I am awful with the pronunciation of names that are not like Matthews or like some shit. Thank you so much. £1. Still way stronger than $1. No one has explained to me what femboy is yet, and I really would appreciate like a proper definition that doesn't involve a joke that further confuses me. That'd be great. Thank you. It was for the sick beat. Thank you. Yeah, I've started my producing career, and it's a lot of work, guys. But you know, I'm all about the rise and grind, so I really try to like dial it in and focus every day, and keep my like thoughts very focused on inspiration. So. If anybody wants to watch me brush my teeth. Bliss, you should do a review about Alessandro Trincone. I would love to hear your opinion about his art. He's kind of Margiela-esque. That sounds cool. You should send me stuff on IGDMs about him. Philip Plein, always on my grind. Oh my gosh, is that a real song? Is that a line from real songs? That is a terrible statement, but kind of sounds like bars. I'm getting scared now. Y'all, I'm like really not used to seeing my face with no hair on it because it's been like this for months at this point. Jeez. Maybe after I get like all the extra stuff off here and here and stuff. Like once I'm actually clean shaven again, maybe it'll look a little more normal. This is so weird though. Someone define femboy for me, so I need to scroll back up. Oh, wait, okay. So Saro just said it's someone who's cisgender but does not adhere to the norms of masculinity. Cisgender, for anybody who is not aware. Thank you for being so thorough, Saro. Cisgender means that the person identifies as the gender that they were born with. So, like, I was, like, born and my parents were like, this is a boy. And, like, that is, I do identify as a boy. But, like, just an effeminate boy? Well, fuck yeah, I'm that. Like, hell yeah, y'all. Femboy 6000 over here. Well, yeah, like, girl stuff is cool. I like girl stuff. Girl stuff is cute. Sometimes I feel cute. I want to wear girl stuff, and I'm like, damn, I look cute. Looks like a girl, acts like a dude. Oh, well, then yeah, hell yeah, femboy all day, y'all. Damn, I had no idea. Cool, thanks. You know when I give off the strongest femboy vibes? Is when I am cuddling. I am the most effeminate cuddler of all time. Have you seen that picture of like John Lennon and Yoko Ono and they're naked and John Lennon is like fully like being like a teenage girl on Yoko? Like that is me. I like identify so strongly sexually. I identify with this picture. I am the most like girly cuddler of all time. It's Great. I was like, I hope you weren't wanting to like lay your head on my chest because that's what I'm doing to you. That's my whole deal. Petrarch might not always be wrong all the time. True. Not consistently. But yeah. Yeah, Rick is so right. Rick, you said like don't ask Bliss provocative questions because he'll give provocative answers without even being asked the questions. That's kind of true. Do you know Yuri? Wait, Yuri? Yes. That name sounds familiar. Where have I heard the word Yuri? High five, sugar free. Okay, whatever. I don't know what that means. Oh, is this sugar free? Was that what I was drinking? Jeez, I feel out of the loop with you people. I don't know what we're talking about. Wait, Mason. Who is Joe? Who is Joe? Mason. Who is Joe? Oh my gosh. Damn it, my mom is in the other room. You guys shut the fuck up. Y'all, we need more people on this Patreon. I'm like not joking. This is bad. We've been going for 96 minutes, and I am so appreciative to the 4 people who have joined up. Y'all are G's and a half, but like, I'm like getting slightly nervous over here because Sundays is when we kind of like make up for the like not happening goals of the week. And it's sort of scary because like the big push for all of that, for like meeting the goals, is done like at the very, very end of the week, like the last like 12 hours of the week. And I'm just gonna say I am concerned. We need like another solid like 10 patrons to get in there. So, I mean, it's not like I'm like asking you for any favors here. I feel like I've kind of set this up to be pretty, it's not very aspirational. $3 a month, but, or $9 a month, or $30 a month. The highest paying person is $40 a month. They joined the 30 and they upgraded. Join Patreon. We won't, oh yeah, wait, that is a huge benefit, is that like, we literally, I mean, back me up here, y'all. We literally have like the most non-toxic Discord server of all time. It is the single most like welcoming place ever. It's wonderful. Yeah, it's insane. Onlyfans.com/BlissFoster. Someone just asked. No, I'm just joking. I haven't made one. I'm not ever making one, y'all. There's like, I would be willing to do that, except we have to like keep this down because my parents are in the other room. I would be willing to do that, except for like, hey, I Care Aguirre just edited their pledge to $9. Thank you so much. $3 to $9. Thank you, I Care. I feel like I'm like 75% willing to do that. And then like the other 25% is like, that would be a lot of extra work. And also I don't have like, there's like an emotional fortitude that's necessary for that to be like something that you really engage with and are okay with and able to stay mentally healthy while doing. And I do not have that. I mean, like someone said on like Instagram one time that I was like kind of annoying, and I was like, what? And I like thought about it for a really long time. Like I have not developed any of the hardiness that's necessary to be even a slightly like remotely public figure. And like, I just have like, what, like 14K on Instagram or something, and it's just kind of like already like Bliss like falls apart if someone's like not like in love with him. So like, I don't know. The Discord, someone's asking what's in the Discord. Gosh, excuse me. I'm like burping constantly over here. I'm so sorry. What's in the Discord? The Discord is just like a 24/7. Do you know what Discord is? Like, does everyone know what Discord is? Discord is just like a group chat, basically. You have different different group, it's all the same people, and there's different categories of group chats. One of them is just everything fashion, and then there's like fashion resources where we just post up like, here's a guide to sizing for like all of undercover. And it's like, just like, you know how like the shoes fit, how like the tops fit, like how do the pants fit, like whatever, like all of it's this huge thorough guide to the sizing of undercover. Here's like a guide on how to use Rakuten correctly. Here's like, you know, like a really good academic article that like talks about Iris van Herpen. And like, it's all, and then like the everything fashion one is just people who like come in and are just like, what's up guys? Like, how do we feel about like the Loewe collection in a box thing? Does anyone have any detailed pics? And then like people post detailed pics, and then like people like talk about it and they're like, oh my gosh, it's by like M.M. Paris. They were the same ones that designed the album art for Beautiful Twisted Fantasy. There's just people talking about fashion all day. It's incredible. It's so good. Basically, like people ask me all the time, like where it's like, where do you like keep up with fashion? Like what do you go to keep up on things? And it's like, I just read my Discord. Like that's all that happens is I just like read my Discord and I'm just like, great, cool. I feel very caught up. We have so many people in there who know, I mean, this is always going to be like the true thing, right? Like you're supposed to surround yourself with people who know way more than you about things. Always, never aim to be the smartest person in the room, which is next to impossible for me. But like, it's, I am never the smartest person in the room, ever. So like, it's very, we have some like power fashion info people in there. Some people who are extremely well informed about fashion stuff. And we also have an enormous number of Drain Gang people and an exorbitant number of people from Texas. So many people from Texas. Like a shocking number of like Texas fashion heads in there. I don't know how that happened. Didn't happen on purpose. I'm glad you're all there though. So the Discord is a perk of the Patreon. So if you go to patreon.com/BlissFoster. Hey, Maya Hasbany just edited their pledge from $3 to $5. Thank you, Maya. You're incredible. Hey, Emily just edited their pledge up to $5. Thank you, Emily. Jeez. Yeehaw. Yeehaw indeed. Thank you, Emily. And thank you, Maya. Yeah, just patreon.com/BlissFoster. And then, I mean, I'm doing a live right now, but like, if you like joined right now, then you'd be in there. And if you already have a Discord account, you may already know how to connect the two. If you don't know how to connect the two, I send through a message when I'm not streaming that'll give you like detailed instructions on how to join the Discord if you are not aware. It can be a little confusing if you haven't done it before, but Heptates. Hell yeah. Oh, cool. I can disconnect my charger because my battery has been sufficiently charged. Bitch ass. Yeah, Thaxton, you're still $30. You're still $30 gang, I think. Did you downgrade? I don't think you did. If you did, it didn't notify me about it. Texans in the chat. Texas has joined the chat. Kane asked what I think about Margiela under John Galliano. I mean, I get asked this question maybe more in like DMs on Instagram and stuff. I maybe get asked this question more than anything else, and like I like it. I think John has done like a fantastic job of changing my mind. I was so. What was his appointment like in 2014 or something? I remember I was so mad about the appointment of John Galliano there because it is 2015, thank you. I was mad for like 2 straight weeks. I was just like walking around just like being like, I can't, like every single day I was like, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this is insane. Why would they do this? And because I actually I loved, and I still love, Margiela under Matthew Blasey it was so good. That's what made me fall in love with Margiela in the first place, was Matthew's interpretation of the master's work. And that was before I knew anything about Martin Margiela and stuff. That was just me digging around on like Tumblr and stuff, just being like, wow, that image is so like provocative. That's so cool. Hey, Ejo, what up? Brand new patron, Ejo. Thank you. Welcome to the greatest fashion community of all time, baby. Aha. Oh my gosh, can I just be like a TikTok teenage boy forever? I'm just gonna like start like being like breathing really heavy and being like, are you lost, baby girl? And like
Hey, Soloist just added their pledge from $4 to $10. Thank you, Soloist. You know what? You're the Soloist. You're the one. Okay, wait. Can we talk about this? I would like feedback about this idea. Not being an annoying like e-boy TikTok person. Should I actually start a TikTok? Should I for real do that? Because here's the thing. So Brian Boy reached out to me. Me and Brian talk all the time. Brian's fucking hilarious, first of all. And second of all, Brian is like maybe been the most. Brian and like Anthony have been like the two people, and really Reggie too. Brian, Anthony, and Reggie have been like huge mentor capacity roles for me, figuring out how to do a lot of these things from a straightforward manner of just like being like, you need to be more consistent and more like upload, like look at this chart, like you're right here, you need to be over here in order to like take advantage of the whatever, like huge help. Brian reached out to me and was like, dude, you're fucking up in a big way by not being on TikTok. And I was like, but it's annoying. I was like, I have a TikTok, and like it's like a private TikTok thing, and I like save stuff and like, you know, fall in love with cute Japanese girls that are like, my goal is to crush this watermelon with my thighs. Someday I'm gonna get it. And it's just like, oh my gosh, girl, get it. Oh, I'm so in love with you. Oh my gosh, please. Like, that's what I'm using TikTok for. I'm just like falling in love with strangers on the internet is what I'm using TikTok for. I'm not, there's like basically like, no, I know you use that for the same thing, champ. Don't shame me. Hey, what up, Austin? Austin R. Pania Allen, $9 patron. Setting a great example, Austin. Thank you. Excellent work, Austin. Thank you so much. The reason that Brian like reached out to me to say like, why are you not doing TikTok, is because he was like, dude, look at he showed me two comparative numbers. He was like, this is the engagement that I get. Like, here are some like 4 or 5 numbers, different like metrics for engagement on what I get on an Instagram post. He was like, this is not even a one of my big TikToks. This is just a normal TikTok post. And like, guys, the reach is crazy. It's insane. They're at that magic play. Pinterest had a huge thing for this. Twitter had a huge thing for this many years ago. What up, AUCSL, $5 patron. They joined $3 and they upgraded it to $5. Thank you so much. Brand new patron, you're already upgrading. You're a G. Thank you so much. We're doing a lot better with this now, guys. I'm a lot less worried. Thank you so much. And it's insane. Basically, like, that app is full. All of the users on that app are they're using the app for like 5 or 6 hours a day. Like, the amount of reach on TikTok is crazy. So, I mean, like, I don't know, like, stupid, like, this isn't even that funny. I'm not pitching this as like, listen to this great idea I had. This is just kind of like if I was making TikToks, what would I make? I don't know if I could bring myself to make any stuff that's just kind of like double thick thighs, I'm dancing, drop it down, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if I could do that. Like, the dancing stuff, I just can't. Are my parents? I'm trying to figure out if my parents are listening to the stream right now. If they are, it's very just, hey guys, if you're listening to the stream right now, could you just turn the volume down, please? Thank you. Hit a nay on TikTok. No, that is only for y'all. And if y'all share like screen cap videos of me hitting a nay with other people who aren't on the stream, I'm calling the police. You can call the police about that, and I'm going to. I would never do dancing stuff, but like, if I were like started a TikTok or something, then like I would do something like along the lines of like being like this is like Martin Margiela talking to like his like, you remember, like, for anybody who watches the Margiela series, he had a lot of issues with like the knitwear factories in Italy and stuff. Like, he would pitch them ideas and be like, hey, like, this is a thing. This is a concept for a knitwear piece that we want to do. And they would be like, what? This is like super weird. It's like got a weird like, why are you doing it like this? And he was like, well, we make like conceptual clothing. That's like part of the brand, is that like the whole thing is like a statement about, you know, like art and society and stuff. Look, this is the sweater. Like, this is what we want to do. How much would this cost for us to produce? And all of these factories were just looking at him and saying like, well, like, wouldn't you want to just like make it like just a sweater? And he was like, actually, I'm a designer, it's my job. So no, I was not wanting to make a sweater. I was wanting to make the thing that I came to your office to show you and to get a price on. Are you making sweaters or asking questions, bud? Like, what is it? And like doing like some like making fun of like his manufacturer's thing by like playing both parts of that and just like playing it up and doing it really goofy like an SNL skit thing. So like, I mean, that would end up probably being what the content would be on TikTok. But like, I don't know. I'm always, okay, can I be really transparent with you guys real quick? I'm always in this place where I don't feel like I can fully just like be like, I'm just gonna do like whatever I like think is like fun and like quirky or whatever, because I'm in sort of like the early phases of like building a brand. You know, guys, when you're building y'all know when like you're building a brand and you gotta be like really focused on the brand. I feel oftentimes like I kind of need to be very conscious of like the way I'm approaching things and whether or not it like quote fits. Because yeah, like I brought up the idea of doing a TikTok and like an enormous number of y'all were just like, fuck no, like right away. So like, I don't know, like I want to listen to you guys and not like waste your time or whatever. And I don't want to dump like 7 or whatever hours into creating content on a platform that like most of y'all are like, dude, fuck TikTok. I am never getting on TikTok. And it's like super disappointing that like Bliss is like releasing stuff and I already follow him on Twitter and Instagram and on YouTube. And now like he's dumping a bunch of time into this thing that I absolutely am non-negotiably going to get onto. And like, anyway, there doesn't seem to be any even like remotely informative fashion content on YouTube. It is so bad. Except for anybody who already is on TikTok. There's this one guy who has an account. The account itself is called Fashion Fag with 3 G's. Fashion Fag GGG. And he's like, his purpose right now is that he's doing like educational TikTok stuff where he's like running through stuff really, really quickly, and like there's like visuals and stuff, and it's not like super polished yet, but it's one of those things where I feel like he's just like saying like he's being great because he's doing the right thing, which is like, I don't know exactly what we want to do yet, but we're just gonna hit it with the consistency and we're gonna just keep making TikToks, and like I think he's gonna find his feet on that pretty quickly. Yeah, TikTok's getting banned in all these countries, right? Yeah, that would suck if I like was like, guys, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna join TikTok. And then like a week later, like the United States government is like, we're not doing this anymore, guys. Yeah. Just do it. Okay, cool. If I end up having, probably what's gonna actually make me get on the platform is if I like am just kind of like, okay, I have like 3 or 4 like ideas for like what this is. Mark asked a really good question. What's the eventual goal? The eventual goal for using TikTok would just be to expand the audience for the YouTube channel. That's, I mean, the two goals always are grow YouTube. That's the core of the platform. All of what I do revolves around YouTube. I mean, Twitter and Instagram, I think are just fun platforms to use. I have little mini goals within those 2 platforms, but like those are driving content to YouTube. And it's to like spread like the name of the brand. Because there's some people who are just like, I am only on Twitter. All of my fashion stuff comes through Twitter. This is it. And so like, I mean, I want to have like native, platform agnostic strategy stuff where like, it's like, okay, this person is never clicking out of Twitter. They will never go to my YouTube channel. So I'm putting elements of the channel onto this so that they can know who I am and engage with my stuff without leaving the platform of Twitter. It's platform agnostic. Okay, so that would be the ultimate goal of TikTok, is just to expand reach. That's it. Someone asked a really good question. Someone asked an awesome question. That was, hey Bliss, I have a really silly question. This really isn't a silly question, Mark. Why are dresses in menswear collections sometimes? So I think this was, anybody who watched the Virgil video saw me like qualify this a million times. I think this is a quote from Robert Geller, who's exclusively a menswear designer. And Robert said like, you have a very different, the things are different when you, oh shit. I even forgot this was in here. We need to look through that. The goals are different with men's and women's wear. In men's wear, you have a very small circle, and in women's wear, you have a gargantuan circle. It's a circle that's so big, it's almost like nobody even knows what all is in the circle. It's so like universe, humongous big of women's wear. In women's wear, the goal within this massive circle is that you want to carve out a little thing and say, this is who I am. This is my identity within the massive circle. I know what it is. I've pinpointed it and it's right here. This is who I am within women's wear. And then the menswear circle, which is so much tinier, your goal instead is to make that circle a little bit bigger. And so I think whenever they're doing kind of experiments with like very blatantly feminine things in a like in what is labeled as a menswear collection, is that they're trying to figure out kind of the like an art term that I guess sounds kind of pretentious or whatever, but that I have always thought was a good way of putting this is they're trying to they're trying to find a new grammar for menswear. They're trying to see like, okay, are we absolutely positive that dresses are not a thing for men? And if they are, how do we kind of how do we cross over the river and be like, wow, that's weird, we've landed. Dresses are for men sometimes. And there's like lots of guys that wear dresses. Like, how would we navigate from A to B of where B is that like a fair number, like a good number of guys like do wear dresses consistently, just like straight dudes wear dresses. That's usually what the purpose of that is. Now, I will say that like there are as many reasons for incorporating a dress into a menswear collection as there are menswear collections. Like that's always going to be a unique, different thing every single time. But like that's usually, if we're to summarize it, that's usually where that comes from. That was a really good question, Mark. Thank you so much for asking it. Ma, two thick thighs, double with thick thighs. I don't even know. Femboy Friday, you're Bjork, born from stealing this logo. Jeez. I always like to think that Bjork had the same response to that like Barbara Kruger had when she was shown that Supreme had stolen her piece in order to make their logo, where like somebody, I think it was like an interview or something, they were like, do you know what Supreme is? And she was like, no, what? And they were like, it's like a skateboard brand. They like make like clothes and stuff. And she was like, no, I guess I don't know this. And they were like, well, like this is their stuff, like whatever, like they like used your piece here to like make their logo. Do you have any thoughts on that? And she was like, well, they do. And they were like, they make clothes. Like this is like, here, look, this is like their stuff. And they like showed it to her and she was like, and her whole statement about it was just, wow, what a bunch of uncool losers. And that was it. Like no further statements. I would always like to think that Bjork has that same comment about Ian Connor, where it's just kind of like, what is it? It's like, well, he has like a bunch of rape allegations, and also like he put lightning bolts on some Vans, and he's kind of known for being like mean to people. And there's been a lot of very consistent reports that like he doesn't smell bad. But anyway, those were all of his outfits. A lot of like people like want to dress like him, kind of. Most of them were like younger boys. Anyway, he like totally lifted your logo for his like brand that releases clothes very inconsistently. That you'd just be like, what a bunch of uncool losers. Do you know how a television works? It works off of your dreams. That's how Bjork talks. I am like full stop in love with Bjork. So there's a brand called Louis Vuitton that I get sent marketing materials from. And this is a shipping crate. I can't believe we haven't talked about this. This is crazy. I've had this for weeks. Yes. Oh my gosh. Anthony, have you seen the Bjork television video? It's insane. Y'all, like, seriously look up, not right now, but like, go look up Bjork television. I think just Bjork television. And it's a video of her when she's way younger. She's like 25 or something. And she is so cute. It's insane. It's like very fully insane how cute Bjork is. I shouldn't let poets lie to me? The fuck does that mean? I don't even. Y'all are talking amongst yourselves, surely. Okay. Basically, Bjork is just like, hang on. She's like really close to the camera and is like so cute, like you want to like eat her. She's so cute. And she's like, hello, I'm Bjork. And today I'm going to show you how it works, the television. And she like takes the cameraman over with her to a regular ass TV that just has the back of it taken off. And I can't do an imitation of the rest of it because it's all just so ridiculous. But she's serious as can be, and she is telling you, she's attempting to explain to you on a technical level how the device of a television works. And she's like sitting in front of it, and she's like, here you have the, like, but she doesn't know how a TV works. She has no idea how the TV actually, like, she has no idea about the electronics or like any of the pieces. She doesn't know what anything is called. She's just like trying to explain to you like a person who is actively tripping on acid, like the electricity like moves through the thing. Like, it's beautiful. It's like the best 5 minutes ever. You have to watch this video. It doesn't matter if you like Bjork's music or not. You have to watch her as a 25-year-old, like so joyously explain to you the way that televisions work. It's incredible. It's incredible. Join the Patreon so that you can get on the Discord. Someone was asking, they were like, what's the link for the Discord? Bjork do be dressing. Wait, could I get into the Discord? Yes, you can by joining the Patreon at patreon.com/BlissFoster. Let's look at this Louis Vuitton box. All right, so this is a shipping crate. If you recall, if anybody saw the really cool short film from Louis Vuitton, was the short film was this really cool, like, mixture of live action filming and like animated, really trippy animated stuff about these like animals that are in a band together and stuff, and makes heavy use of like the like image of the shipping crate thing. That's always kind of cool. I always like that, the like trick kite people flying the like LV balloon. So do not open. We're gonna open it. It's magnetized, like kind of cool. So that, and then on the inside, oh my gosh, how are we gonna make this happen? Wow. Wahoo! Bee-hee! Ah-ha! And then on the inside of that is this guy who is like in a coffin, kind of. It's sort of in a coffin. My dad saw this and was just kind of like, is this a threat? This looks like a death threat. He was like, he sent you, like, I think this is supposed to be you, son. It's like, oh shit. Verge is mad. All right. It's like actually kind of a pain in the ass to get this thing out, but I'm gonna do it for the vine. So like, that was the thing that he was in. It's shaped like him. And it's a little inflatable doll thing. You can like inflate with that. Yeah, he's a little inflatable cool cat, man. And that's info about the show. There were no formal show notes. I even like texted Verge to like double check and was like, no official show notes, right? And he was like, nope. I did an interview with Women's Wear Daily where we like kind of walked them through some stuff. And he was like, we're not doing show notes like that, at least for this show. And oh, ha, I didn't even see that before. It says right there, this is not a toy. Cute, 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 cute. So I actually really like, so like as a vision for the brand, I really like the animated thing. This to me makes a lot of sense for Louis Vuitton. I like that a lot. But yeah, cool. So that's what it is. Pretty minimal. The shopping bag is changing. Nothing was in that shopping bag, but Imagine the resale on that. I honestly don't think the resale and stuff like that is super crazy. Like what would I actually, like what would I sell that for? Because like, yeah, like people, like somebody has like the Louis kite that I have. Somebody has that like listed for like $900 or something stupid. It's just like, okay, no one is paying $900 for a Louis Vuitton kite. And like what if, okay, seriously, if I were to sell that, what would I even list that on Grailed for? It ultimately is like, it's a pretty beautiful thing. But like, there's nothing crazy in that. It's a little inflatable lion thing. $3.50. At least $100? Really? Okay. Man, I for sure would not buy that for $100. $1,000. A $30 Patreon sub. True. Speaking of, hey guys, patreon.com/BlissFoster is this great website with a really funny video that I think you should all watch. Just enter your credit card information into it and you can watch this great video. Real talk though, that was a joke, but like real talk, the Patreon exclusive video that's coming out for this month is, I am so happy with it. It's great. Very different than what's going up on the channel. It will never be on the channel. It is only for the Patreon. That's what we do like once a month, is we do Patreon exclusive videos. And it's where I try, I mean, sometimes like the Margiela videos, like a third of the Margiela videos are, I mean, the ones that are out on YouTube, they're staying on YouTube. But like a third of the new Margiela videos that come out are gonna be Patreon exclusive. So, I hate Grailed. Sugar-Free said, I hate Grailed. Hey, thank you, Mark. Mark said that the editing of all the videos has been so punchy and fun lately. Opinion on Chanel? Here's the deal. Look, I was rewatching these last night. Go onto YouTube, onto Chanel's official YouTube channel, and scroll through and find the like behind the scenes, not the stuff where they're getting the models ready. I hate videos like that. But like not the stuff where they're getting the models ready, but like the things where like the atelier videos where they're making the details of the clothes for the runway. And it is impossible to think bad things about Chanel. Like when you see the level of craftsmanship that is put into the clothes that Chanel is showing, it does not matter what the final outfit looks like. They are so well crafted. It is insane. It's insane. You got to watch this. These videos are incredible. I'll post more. I've posted them to Twitter before, but I'm thinking about posting more because they're just, all of them are crazy. They've posted like maybe 10 of these ever, and they're all like 3-minute videos. They're very short, but like, it's crazy. Them making the tweed and stuff, like that tweed, maybe you don't love it because you've only seen it on like old rich ladies, but like if you see that tweed up close and you see like how the tweed gets like made by hand and stuff, it's nuts. It is so crazy. And like the way that they do embroidery and like the way that they do wait, it is embroidery. That is what I was thinking. Yeah, embroidery. It's insane. I don't even understand. It's crazy. Patreon.com/BlissFoster. What else are we talking about, y'all? Questions? Yeah, y'all, I've gotten tons of good stuff off of Grailed. I don't understand. Like, yeah, Grailed is like, but I don't understand, like, why in the archive space, like, unless you are a very serious, like, I collect number 9. I am heavy into number 9. I do want those special, silly looking pants with the little strappy things going around them that look like they were stapled on with a stapler. I want those pants because I have like 15 number 9 things, and I want those pants for $800 or whatever the heck they cost. Then yeah, like, but like, why? I don't understand why people get a bad impression of Grailed by going on there and being like, this is crazy. This stuff is so overpriced. Like, this is so dumb. Like, I don't understand what, like, yeah, like, pieces that are extremely well known. This is like art, y'all. Like the in the art world, yeah, like stuff by Picasso is like recognizable pieces by Picasso cost millions of dollars. Like, oh, that's so stupid. It's just a painting. Like, no, it's not. It's a part of art history. Like, it is a recognized. It's a thing that like non-art people are gonna look at and be like, oh, I've seen that before. Yeah, that thing. Yeah, buying that is really expensive. Like, I don't understand what the deal is with. And yeah, like, I mean, stupid people who like live in LA are like, yeah, love chrome hearts. Got to get the trucker hat. Like, so yeah, like those people are willing to pay like $150 or whatever they cost on Grailed for like these stupid hats. But like, there is tons of good stuff on Grailed. I just found a shirt for my little brother, who's like not a like fashion person, but he has like a distinct way that he dresses, and he's like, I really need some like kind of like pop in like rayon shirts. Like, where should I get rayon shirts? And I was like, we'll find you a pop in rayon shirt. And we like looked on Grailed and we looked on eBay. Oh, we ended up getting it from eBay, but like we had a whole bunch of stuff saved on Grailed that was like, it was perfectly reasonably priced. He is for sure not going to drop like serious cash on a shirt. And he was like, this is crazy. Like I really thought that Grailed like only had like super expensive stuff on it. And I was like, no, there's tons of stuff on here. There's things on Grailed for like $5. There's good stuff on Grailed for $5. Oh, my favorite painter of all time is Egon Schiele. I love Schiele's work. I got to see Schiele at the Kunsthistorische in Vienna, and that was when I got like fully converted over to him. His landscapes I'm not crazy about. I don't love landscapes in general, but like his self-portraits are crazy, mostly because of the scale. His self-portrait where it looks like he's like this, like he's like kind of like contorted his like hands and legs, or like his like arms and legs are like very like whatever, and he's like laying on nothing. It's just like his body floating, and he doesn't have hands and he doesn't have feet, and I think like his mouth hasn't been painted or something, and he's just like, and his like hair is like going, he's like going like Super Saiyan. That's what I can say. I don't think that is the greatest painting ever made. That is Bliss's favorite painting ever. That Big Good is so good. I love Schiele. The last fanboy just said, can you please make a video about a Philip Klein show? Here's the deal. That actually, okay, that would be maybe a funny like Patreon only thing or something. That would maybe be kind of fun. But like, no. Like I am so insanely busy that like making a video about something that I really don't like is like, we're not gonna spend like 12 hours writing and shooting and editing and like finishing and creating a thumbnail for and like paying for a thumbnail for. Like, we're not going to, no. I don't have time or capacity to make stuff about things that I hate. Like, we don't have enough time for all the things that I really, 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 really love, let alone the things that I like and think are interesting. Yeah, Thaxon, I'm actually with you. Thaxon said like, number 9 is all right, not really into it. That's about how I feel about number 9. I like the Soloist. I like the Soloist a lot. There hasn't been a whole lot of number 9 stuff where I've just been like, wow. And I think just maybe he branched off from that and was like, yeah, I'm doing the Soloist now. And by the time he hit the Soloist, now he like has access to all these like really advanced like factories and like textiles and stuff, and now he's able to do really interesting stuff. But I mean, like I kind of feel the same about early RAF stuff, where I'm just kind of like, this stuff graphically is groundbreaking. These pieces are not. If these pieces came out now, this would be like a brand with like a little following on like Twitter or something, and like people would think it was cool and stuff. But like, this is not. It's not. It was historically groundbreaking for fashion. It's not crazy all on its own with no context. No one is looking at a sweatshirt that says Virginia Creeper on it and like saying like, wow, what? It's just like, this was important because of the time and the place that we were in. And this has ended up being just like it's expounded into just being so culturally important. We lost like 10 people in the stream when after I said that. Like people were like, oh, okay, yeah, go on, Bliss, thanks. Thanks, Bliss, very cool. That joke will never get old to me. I love that shit. Thank you, Kanye, very cool. How do you talk so fluently and calmly? I don't think I talk like either of those things. I don't feel that I talk fluidly or calmly at all. I feel like I am often behaving rather manically, and I don't feel like there's any consistency or flow to the way that I speak. Never say that again. JK. Oh, you know, okay, someone said, well, you enunciate really well. You know why I enunciate so well? Is because I'm not an auditory learner at all. And my first like adult job was a project manager at a marketing company. And because I personally do not receive information auditorily very well, if someone is like giving me directions for like a car or like giving me a grocery list or something, and they're just saying it out loud to me, I will almost instantaneously forget those kinds of things. I cannot hold information well if it's being spoken to me. And so I kind of on some level believe that everybody else is like that also, which is of course not true. So I think I subconsciously have developed this habit of way over enunciating things because I'm trying to be like, are you good? Do you need me to repeat it? Like, are you able to follow? Because like, I'm so bad at that myself that like I'm doing it for other people. I think as like a subconscious like request that they do the same for me or something. But yeah, I do enunciate an awful lot. Anyway. Phobie Flow. You should narrate an audiobook. Actually, okay, to bring it back to that same job, part of being a project manager was that I had to book and like set up everything for voice actors for commercials and stuff. And or not like TV commercials, like promotional videos and stuff for brands we worked with. And I at one point came to my boss. This is a very small marketing company. It was like 7 of us. And I like sat him down. I was like, Josh, I have a really crazy idea for you. This maybe could save clients a ton of money. I don't know. You tell me if this is crazy or not. I get told all the time that I have a very sultry baritone voice. And I feel like maybe I could try to read the script that clients send us for videos and we could just save them a few grand, like instantly off the bat. If I just like took like an hour and a half to like read through this script and then we get one of our audio guys to just like chop it up and like clean the audio up and then just use that as the voiceover. And I was like, like everybody, all these brands like know me. Like I feel like that would be something where they would be very into the idea. And he was like, that is tempting. We do have high quality audio recording equipment. Let's you and me go in a room and try that. And so we like got up and like right then like both of us stopped working and went into his office and like closed the door and told everyone to shut the fuck up. And we started like trying to like just being like, have you ever wondered how like just like very like trying as hard as you can. And we came out after like an hour and a half and everybody was like, did it work? Are we doing it? And like both of us were like, it's not, that cannot happen. No. And the reason for that, the reason that voice actors are so, first of all, the reason they're so fucking expensive is not because of the quality and the tone of the voice that they naturally have. It is the ability, it is the technical ability to move from word to word and not have things like like the way that like your spit gets like caught in your mouth. This is so gross. The way that your spit gets caught in your mouth and like you can kind of like hear the spit if you're up to like a really like high quality microphone and stuff. It's being able to like sit there and speak in a way that is like it is only your voice, and you are speaking like the. Does anyone know what operatic syllables are? It's like the thing where it's like the like you. It's going up and down with your emphasis. Like the man went down the street. Like everything, the way that you talk in conversation, oftentimes the things that sound like smoothest to you are things that like evenly like go up and down like that. Obviously like regular person to person talking, this does not happen very often, but like poetry and stuff is like really built on like operatic syllables and like iambic pentameter and stuff. Anyway, it's the ability to speak very evenly and clearly like through that stuff. It's a whole skill set. It's not something that no one has the ability to just do that off rip. You can't just like walk in and just be like, wow, I would make such a good voice actor. And they're like, you really would. Just sit down and just be a voice actor now. There's like a whole skill set of things that you have to learn in order to do it. Shakespeare English class PTSD. Dude, I honestly love that shit. Like once you understand how to identify iambic pentameter, that is so much fun. Like being able to interpret and like what like trimbic, I can't remember any of the terms now. Troadic, maybe. There's so many like different styles of like the up down thing, and that is such a fun part of poetry. Once you can hear it, it takes forever to be able to like actually like to just like hear poems being read and just be like, yeah, that's iambic tritameter. Like it takes a super long time, but like once it's there, it's like the whole thing about poetry like opens up, especially classical poetry, because that's how everyone operated back then. There was no free verse. No free verse. Free verse is a sin, and that's in the Bible. Okay, we got to wrap this up fairly soon. Oh, Mateo's got opinions. Mateo said we had to create our own poem in iambic pentameter, which was entertaining, but I can't sit in a white concrete box for hours at a time. Oh, that was like all, when I was like dead set on being a poet, that was like all I did was I was just like, I'm just gonna look up different like structural styles of poetry and then like explore them. And that's all the poetry I was interested in. The few pieces of free verse that I attempted to do, I was just like, this is horse shit, I hate this. Like, what are you supposed to do? It's just like, well, just write anything. And it's like, then why am I not writing like a short story or something? Like, why? I really don't have a perfect poet voice. Oh my gosh, yes, this is it. Thank you, Abdullah. Yeah, dactylic dactylic tritameter, yeah. Like all the weird like labels for like how poems flow and stuff. That's so much fun. Jeez, I loved that so much. Oh man, I miss that stuff. And then you would like do with like stuff like T.S. Eliot poems and stuff where it's just kind of like, this is out of control. There's like 87 different like classical poetry styles that are crammed into like a 5-page poem. Whew. Whew. Jeez. Oh man. It turns out boys can get wet. Whew. I love T.S. Eliot. That shit is fire. The Wasteland, get the fuck out of here. Stuff is so good. ASMR. Have y'all seen the actual like designer clothing ASMR where they have a Issey Miyake jacket and they're like undoing the hardware and like zipping the things up and down and stuff? It's actually quite compelling. The hardware is like serious shit on some of those like old Issey bombers. It's pretty crazy. I'm not Jericho. I don't want to play Minecraft. I actually already have Minecraft. It's upstairs. My little brother plays it every day with the girl he likes, and I'm not gonna play it because I don't like Minecraft. Thank you so much. I actually like. I think Minecraft actually might be undisputably like the best video game made like in this generation of gaming. Like Minecraft is like, is there even a way to dispute that? Minecraft is like. But yeah, that said, I have no. Minecraft is a game where there is somebody. Nah, you say nah. Okay, cool. Well, here's my argument for that. Minecraft is a game where there's a group of people who are doing a project that probably won't be done for like a couple of decades, or it can't ever be done. It's not a completable project, but they have like gotten a server that is like to scale large enough to be Earth, and they have people join the server with the explicit purpose of like, you're going to build the street that you live on in our Minecraft world. And they just have people come in and fill in Earth, buildings, landmarks, monuments, streets, basements. You come in and you just are like, I want to be responsible for building like my house and the adjacent 5 houses. And they're like, great. So you build your street, like the houses and stuff, and then they boot you from the server. Like once your part is in there, you can't stay in the server because you know, inevitably somebody's gonna start like going around and messing stuff up. And they're recreating Earth in the server. Like what? Like the best video game is like Assassin's Creed? Yeah, sure it is. Like get the fuck out of here. Minecraft is the best game. That is I don't know if there's too much of an argument. My favorite game is Dark Souls 2. That's my favorite video game. But I'm not over here arguing that Dark Souls 2 is the best video game. The best video game is the one that is like trying to like expand the medium of what video game is. Y'all, there's no way that y'all are just hearing about how much I love From Software. There's no way. I talk about Dark Souls way more often than is appropriate on a fashion channel. I love Dark Souls so much, it is so calming. I'm working through Sekiro right now. And that game, I'm gonna tell you right now, that game's hard as fuck. I am to Madame Butterfly. The first Dark Souls is insanely good. And I would argue that on many levels, Dark Souls is the best of the 3. It's for sure not Dark Souls 3. I like Dark Souls 3 a lot. I've played it through like 3 times. But like, there's Dark Souls 1. Here's the only reason I don't like Dark Souls 1. They only have the 4-direction roll. Like, you can't roll in any direction. You can only do left, right, up, down. That to me, when I switch from 2 or 3 back to 1, I'm just like, this is very unintuitive, and I really wish they had. I've heard the reasons as to why for the remaster they didn't open up the rolling more. It's because it's like, well, like if you're opening up the rolling, then like the game wouldn't even be difficult anymore because all of the boss's movesets are built off of the fact that the player only has 4 options for rolling. And so like if you could like roll like horizontally and stuff, then like the bosses they'd be nothing. You'd be invincible. But and so they're like, oh, we'll just change the movesets to accommodate that. And then like pretty soon, like it's just kind of like, oh wait, but then like the weapon system and the damage system and everything is based off of the movesets, and then basically we're making a new game. And so like there's kind of no way to fix it. Dark Souls 1 is, I think, undisputably the best of the series because of the anthill map building element of it, where like the whole game is like, no, like this is like, it's built like real landscape. There is no like, oh, I'm in this area and then I open a door and then the game loads the new area and now I'm just in a totally new area. And you know, this is like underneath the castle, but it's not physically underneath the castle in any capacity. In Dark Souls, you for real are like, no, this is like a real house. Like what's directly below the floor of my parents' house? Like there is a spot down there that is directly below the floor. It's like that in Dark Souls, except it's like that in Dark Souls for the entire world. And I think it's the only game, I don't know that. I don't know that it's actually like that. I don't know it's the only game that does that. But I know that is insanely difficult to build into a video game. That is such a needlessly complex thing to design that like, yeah. Anyway, time for a fat rip, y'all. Fave Nation. Era Unda said, turn off the stream. Damn. You know that, like, I'm not holding you here. You actually can leave anytime. All right, cool. I guess this is it. Thank you so much to everybody who joined up. We did not meet the goal today. That's okay. We'll get it. Hey, patreon.com/BlissFoster. Like, go join up. The stream's over now. If you were like wanting to like sit through the entire thing, like go join up. It's incredible. The Discord is outstanding. Yeah, thank you guys for engaging with it. Someone said thank you for the content, and I really, it truly means a lot to me that y'all find it useful enough to really engage with it. That is, I am very honored to give that to you. And I honestly don't really feel like it's me. Like, this just sort of feels like something that like I'm kind of being like used for. In the words of that guy that DJ Shadow sampled, the music is coming through me. I don't know. This stuff is great. I really like making it for y'all. And it is an honor to be able to do so. Y'all are the best. Gang, gang. I'll see y'all around.